Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock and this is Satisfactory. And we're back at the base, and of course I have a whole lot of work to do at the real base in the distance over there where it says base elevator somewhere in North Inlet. But first I realized that I need to make some rebar so that I can use my rebar gun. So we're starting up here. This thing is stopped, but what I've done is I've created a splitter off of this rod maker because we've got tons of rods in here. We don't really need them just as rods for now. And so this constructor is kind of ugly, but it's going off, um, and it's shooting off into this storage container, which is going to be our rebar container. First, though, I've got to actually get the rebar gun research completed, which I think has been cooking in the MAM now. And I wanted to show you guys that and go ahead and do the research. So let's see. Actually, I think we've got it already. Alien organisms. Yes, we have a rebar gun ability. So now we just need 25 rotors and some iron rods, and we will be able to make spiked rebar. And then we can use that as a ranged weapon against pig beasts. So let's go ahead and get some rods. 1, 2, 5, 6. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Yep. And then we need rotors, which we have over here. I also want you to see, because I've been wandering around doing other things, leaving this stuff cooking for a while, we have now lots of these reinforced plates, and we have a bunch of rotors. That should be enough. And now we can go over here. Go away, you. And we can get spiked rebar research made. And we're good to go. And now we can make rebar and a rebar gun. So now what we're going to do is make the gun. We just need reinforced plates for that, and I'm going to start this constructor, because you just basically turn rods into rebar, right? So I'm going to start this constructor on making rebar. It's ready to go. Make spiked rebar there. Alright, and that's going to make a whole bunch of ammo for us. I'm going to make a little bit myself, but that's going to make a whole lot of ammo for us so that we can shoot pig beasts from range, and it's not perfect. They can run really fast and you have to reload it. I've changed the hot button for reloading onto my mouse to make it a little easier. So let's go ahead and make the rebar gun. And then make some spiked rebar. I'm not going to make a lot, I'll just make 50. Okay, 51. And then what we're going to do is, then the other thing I want to do is get the increased pocket dimension here. For that we need wire and carapaces, because then that's going to give me another slot in my hand. So there are the carapaces, and let's go get some wire. And so this is going to give me a third slot in my hand, and I can then do like chainsaw, this, and rebar gun. Eventually you get like 5 or 6 hand slots. I think that's enough. Was it 2,000? I can't remember. So this will enable us to have a weapon, and we can equip it, and then we can have both a melee and a ranged weapon that we can use. Nope, that's the wrong thing, guys. Ma'am. There we go. So in 5 minutes we'll have the expanded tool belt, but meanwhile let me show you how the rebar gun works. You get one shot, and then you have to reload. Right? Let's see if we can find somebody to shoot. Maybe the pig beasts are back here? Let's see, are they? I don't see them. So we're going to have to find somebody to shoot, and we will do that, you know, later, of course. Trying to see if I missed anything over here before, but I don't think so. Alright, so what I want to do is go back out to the future base, and what we're going to do today is we're going to build that space elevator. So let's go ahead and hit Q and bring up the special and click that. And the space elevator needs all those parts. So we need iron rods, we have those. We're going to need a few more. We're going to need wire, we're going to need iron plates, we're going to need concrete. And then I'm going to fill up the rest of my inventory actually with more concrete so that we can build more foundations, because we're going to put the space elevator on a bunch of foundations. And the other thing I want to do is make metal walkways right away, because the metal walkways are then going to be used to kind of decorate the space elevator's platform, and I'll show you how that works, how I do that. So let's grab some more wire, not cable, wire. We have enough of that. We have enough cable. Let's just get rid of that slot of cable. Put the rotors back, or actually put the rotors in the hub, because I don't want to carry things I don't need to carry. Alright, I think we pretty much have to carry the rest of it. Let's make sure that our biomass is topped off. That should be not too bad, because I just topped them off a little while ago. So they're topped off. I'm only going to carry one thing of fuel. So let's put that one back. You can see, by the way, we're also starting to build up fuel up here, so we're eventually going to have both of these things full. We have enough spiked rebar for now, so let's grab some concrete. Another thing I did back at the future base is I actually added, there was a limestone deposit near there, and I actually added a constructor, a mine, and one of these storage containers, so that it's going to actually be making concrete for us. Looking in the wrong place. It's going to be making concrete for us actually at the base. And we don't need those reinforced metal plates right now either. It's going to make concrete for us at the base, the future base. Go away. It's going to be making concrete for us there, so that I don't have to always be shipping it. By the way, we also have all of our parts that we're going to need for the space elevator. Let's go ahead and bring those with us, and I'll make a little storage container back there. Alright, so I'm going to head back out to the space elevator, guys, and I'll bring you back when we're there. Alright guys, we are back at the location of our future base, and I just wanted to show you, this is the spot here. If you look down there, this is the spot where I called it the needle, where you're threading the needle between a cave, which is under here, and the poison, which is right there, and you go down through that way, which is the only safe passage. So we've got a limestone deposit here, and we are sending limestone into this constructor, and it's creating some concrete. It hasn't made a lot yet. I want to point out, I also have this workshop and this crafting bench here. The reason they're here is because I'm just trying to make sure there are at least 5 buildings, along with powered buildings, to prevent anything from respawning up here. And so I built this long ramp to come up here, and then over there is the tower that I built to figure out where I wanted to go, and over there is what we're going to be building to create our giant factory floor that we're then going to build up. We're also going to build down and attach to the bottom as well, but that's going to be kind of where the main floor is, and everything beneath there is going to be essentially the basement. Alright, so I am going to build my way over toward there, and I'll bring you back when we are at that spot and are getting ready to build our platform for our space elevator. Alright guys, we are back up at the summit. And as you can see, I've got a little floating um, foundation there. And what I did was, I don't know if I can show it to you, but what I did was I built, I don't want to fall, but I built a column of foundations from the ground up. And then I kept coming up here, building out, building up until I got this one here. I didn't leave the column in place because I don't have enough concrete to build everything I want to build, plus the platform. But now we are square and aligned with our build. So I can bring this over here and then place it on the surface right here. And we've got our platform for our space elevator. And everything is aligned, so we can get rid of all this. And there we go. So now we are square to our build. All the way down there, everything is aligned, so if whenever I get enough concrete and supplies to make walkways and hypertubes and join all of this up, everything will snap in together. And that's what we want. So now what we want to do is create a platform. So let me actually go over here. I'm going to go up to this height, build a lookout tower up here. And we may not even need a lookout tower, but what I want to do is try to just get a good look at like how I'm going to lay this out so that it looks nice and even and symmetrical. We'll take all of this down because this is not square to the build. Let's see, I'm going to have to go around like this. And I was going to make stackable poles to climb up like a ladder because it's faster. And I don't have enough rods for that. If I do that, I won't be able to build the space elevator. So, no, I didn't mean to do that. Let's just keep going up this way so that I don't keep running into that wall. Alright, this is just to get me up so that I can see what's up here and also place, if necessary, place the platform. So this is a pretty big spot up here too. We could potentially put the space elevator up here. Wow, this is huge up here. So what do you think, guys? Do we want to put it all the way up here? Or do we want to put it down there? I feel like down there works better, and then we can just put some other stuff up here that, like, to monitor the space elevator. This may be high enough that I don't necessarily need the lookout tower. Let's see if we put the lookout tower up here. Problem is that's taking rods. We're going to have to take it down to put the space elevator in place. But let's just see from up here what we can see. This is about as high as you get in this world. That's a little higher. So let's take all of this down so that we have all the room we need to make what we're going to make. No, don't. Don't delete the space elevator. Not the space elevator, the lookout platform. Okay. So there we go. So we want something that's about 8 by 8. And that is going to be, is that going to be too far for me to place it? That's going to be too far for me to place it. Alright guys, I'm going to work this out and I will be back in just a minute. We're back. It is sunrise on the absolute edge of the world. This, I think, is the edge of the world, and we've got our space elevator pretty much right there. So I've done some work. I'm mostly trying to do calculations. This is sort of like sketching, and what I'm trying to do, and this observation platform was just too high to do this. What I'm trying to do is sort of work out exactly where we're going to put this. And now that it's daylight, we can see it a little better. So I've got a sort of a grid worked out. I want it to be 8 wide. If you look at how this is spaced out, you know, we can't go past sort of this edge here. We don't want to go further back than about here because we're going to be hitting against this cliff wall. We can't go much further over than there because then there are some drop-offs right there. Like there's like a crevice right there. So it looks like we count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is about as far as we can go. So if we take the rest of this off, I think that will be our basis for our platform. Alright, so now I'm going to have to get rid of these ramps for now so that we can build things. So there's our 8x8, right? And so we're just going to fill that in. Right? And that is allowing us to create the platform. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that doesn't need to be there. It's not exactly centered because this is an amorphous shape, but it's about as good as we're going to be able to do. And there is our 8x8 shape. Alright, so I'm going to need to get down there. And I'll bring you guys back when we're ready to put the space elevator on, I guess. I want to do some sort of decorating and messing around, and then I will be back. Alright guys, so we're back, and what I want to do is walk around the platform and show you what I was talking about, right? It's not even. And so this is the west side. You can see that I had to add 2 layers here to make it go into the ground, right? And then if we come up here, right, one of the reasons I didn't want to go further is, again, we have this drop off right here. And we can't go any further forward because we got this drop off right here. Right, I don't want to hang off the edge. The way a space elevator works is that it has to be anchored into really solid ground in order to not be just yanked out. And so I feel like anchoring it into this nice solid rock works really well. I'm just putting the larger foundations all around the edge here, and then finally on this side, one of the reasons that we can't go any further over is, again, because this starts to drop off, right? And so we pretty much got all of the highest, flattest surface ready to go here. So this will be where our space elevator goes. Right, now I'm gonna have to build my way up, back up, and then take things down as I go up because I don't quite have enough concrete to then build the space elevator. So this is going to be fun, but it's not too bad. And what you do is you start going up, right, and then you take down the stuff that you built because it can hang in the air. All right, and then you build up a little further. Here, and then I can take this stuff down because we don't want it to be in the way of the space elevator. And I'll just take a little damage when I jump down. It's not a big deal. Eventually there will be a permanent way to come up here. So now that we're up high, we can place and try to center this space elevator. So let's hope we can get that to work. So the space elevator has like 4 sides to it. The front, as I think of it, is this side, and if you can look, you can see there's like a little control panel there just to the left of the concrete icon. So that to me is the front of the space elevator. Now my guess is we're going to be coming up from this side, so I think that should probably face that way. The other sides of the space elevator have inputs There's an input on this side with 3 and an input on the other side with 3. And I kind of want them to face, one of them to face outward, which it is, facing the other way. So now what I'm going to try to do is see if I can center this as best I can. I think that actually looks pretty good. It should give us about 1 foundation width all the way around. And look at all the materials going in here. Everything coming in. And this is super awesome looking, guys. This is like the coolest building in the entire game. I love this thing. So here's the actual anchored bottom of the space elevator. The arms go up, and then you're going to see, this is so awesome. You see this, like, the cord coming down from the orbital platform. And it's got to reach these things, and they kind of are waiting for it, and it comes down and they grasp it, right? So it goes down further, and then they snap in, and now they are held in place. And this thing that's kind of spinning and coming down and has flashing lights is going to shoot back up there with supplies. And this space elevator doesn't have to be powered, I don't think. So let's head down. We'll take a little bit of damage. It's not a big deal. So now we are going to be able to climb onto our space elevator. Like, not onto the elevator, but onto the platform. And we have, guys, look at this. It's right at the edge of this. We have one sort of foundation wide all the way around from the furthest point. This is nice and centered. It's just a little bit off here, but there's really no way to avoid that. Everywhere else is exactly one foundation wide. This isn't exactly centered. It's good enough. I mean, like, I'm going to live with it. If I wanted to, I guess I could put one more row up here just to make it nice and even. Is that the little... That is the little, sort of stingray that flies around. I don't think he comes in here. One of the things that drives me nuts about that stingray is it flies all over the friggin' planet, and almost anywhere you put a base, the damn thing is going to fly through it, which is really annoying. So, space elevator. We come over here, we click this, and it wants 50 of these parts. So we can stick them in. And we can seal it. And we can send it. Watch this, guys. And it just shoots it up. And I don't know how long it takes to come back. But that unlocks tiers 3 and 4 of research. So now we can get the coal tier, and we can start building a power plant. And now we're off to the races. This is going to be super awesome. All right, guys. We're good. We've got our space elevator. Now what I'm going to do, let's see, we've got to do a couple things. How much concrete do we have? Just 31. We need to build this out this way, because this is now going to be, right, this is how we're going to get down, and I'm going to eventually have to, you can see how it's not square, right? So let me show you what I mean about being square, right? It's facing the right direction, but these don't match up, because I did not connect this to what we built out, right? So what has to happen is this part has to get connected to this by being correctly square to the build, and I'm not going to do that now. And then that is how we will be able to get straight up into the space elevator. For now, I'm just going to let this clip just so that we can get up and down, but you can see it's not lined up. It's not lined up here, and it's not lined up vertically, right? But I want to go down, and I want you to see how awesome this thing looks sitting up here from down below, because it is going to be so cool looking. We definitely want to make bridges to all of these plateaus so that we can just walk to all of them. I think it's going to look really cool to do that. But that's something I'm going to do much later on. We've been here a long time, and I need to head back to the hub and refill our biomass. Also, we might want to start shooting things with our rebar, but I don't want to do the insects. So look at that, sitting up on that mountain. Wait till you see how cool this is going to look, guys. It's so awesome to have it up high. I love the way it looks. You can see the space elevator from just about anywhere, even when it's down, because it has a trail that goes all the way up into the sky. So even if you put it in a lake, you can see it. But when you have it up high like that, you can literally see it from everywhere. This thing has come back now. It is just so cool. So much of this game is not even the practicalities of it, but just the aesthetics to me. How cool does that look? I think that is so awesome, having it up like that. I think we got some spitters over here. We might be able to shoot them. Yeah, there's a spitter over there. Should we get into battle? Let's have a fight. See if I can get him. Oh, there are two. That's not good. And I don't know which one I've shot before. Got him. Got him too. That wasn't too horrible. I mean, it could have been better. Did I get both organs? I did. Alright, well, we can heal up. Alright, guys, I'm going to head back to the base. And, I did get that organ. I'm going to head back to the base. And actually, no, I'm going to head back to the initial, because this is our base now. I'm going to head back to the initial base, and once I'm there, I will bring you back, and we will get jump pads, and we will start our research for the next tier. Got to get up first. This way. So this is all going to have to be made much more convenient, but I will bring you guys back when we are ready to get our next tier of research. So guys, I know I said I was going to take you back to the base, and I will, but I just wanted to show you this. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Having that thing sitting on top of this cliff, just going up into space. And you can see it from this far away, and you can see it from just about everywhere. I just think that's super awesome, and that's why I like building this base elevator up high. Alright, now I will take you back to the base, and I will bring you back when we are there ready to do our advanced research. Alright guys, we are back at the base. And I collected some leaves and some wood on the way back. And I killed a couple spitters, one spitter, two, something like that. So let's see what's going on with our MAM. The MAM has completed the expanded tool belt.
Has been expanded.
So we now have 3 slots on our hands. So we can do something like this. And we can alternate between all 3. Also, we're ready to go ahead and get our next upgrade for jump pads. So let's go ahead and do that. So we need some rotors. Don't need this limestone. We need metal plates, and we need cable, and we have those things. So we're going to go ahead and finish Tier 2. This is the end of Tier 2. And we will have then completed all of Tier 2. So now we're sending those items up to orbit.
Milestone reached. Several buildings aimed at factory traversal can now be accessed in the build menu. Caution is recommended during use of these products.
So, what we now have is... Where is it? Here. Jump pads, tilted jump pads, and jelly landing pads. So a jelly landing pad is maybe 4 foundations wide, not quite, maybe 2.5 foundations wide. You can jump on it from any height, and it just stops you so that you don't get hurt. And the jump pads boost you up about, I don't know, 5 or 6 foundation heights. One does an angle, so it'll go like that, and one goes straight up, and then you can land on something above. That's just to make transportation a little faster, I guess. But now that they have hypertubes, I don't know how much we're going to need that. We'll see. I think hypertubes come quite a bit later, so we'll probably start with jump pads and then switch to hypertubes or something like that. So we're going to refeed our generators here. They were pretty close to being down to nothing because I was gone for a while. This is one of the last times we're going to have to feed these things, guys, because soon we're going to switch to coal. Then we won't need biomass at all, except for running our chainsaw here. So let's go ahead and put the organs and flowers away. And now we can... Oh, please go away from me. I wish I could kill these things. So annoying. Now we can do our next tiers of research. So if we come over here, we can do tier 3 or tier 4. Tier 3 has coal power, which you definitely want, vehicle transport, and steel production, which you can't do without coal. Tier 4 has advanced steel production, which obviously you can't do without the tier 3 stuff. Improved melee combat is super nice, right? And I think I may actually get that first, so we get our Xeno Basher. And then once we get the Xeno Basher, which is way better than the Xeno Zapper, then I think it's time to get our tier 3 coal. So let's do this first, because I think we can get this right now. Right? We have the stuff for it. So let's put in... Oh, we can't do it yet. We've got to wait for the pod to come back. The other thing I wanted to show you guys is we were making all these rebar ammo, right? Let's see how much we've made. Look at that. Tons of ammo now. Right? We really don't need to carry more than 50 on us at a time, but look at all the ammo we're making. So we are spec'd out. We are ready to fight spitters and pig beasts with rebar. So we need 25. How perfect is that? 25 rotors, and we need 50 iron plates. And about 30 seconds from now, we will be able to get our Xeno Bashers. Let's take a look and see if there's anything else we can research in the MAM. We can't do that. Can't do that. We don't have any hard drives. Flower petals. The gun. Alright, we can start researching the color gun so that we can start making paint. And now that it's back, we just need cables and wire, and we're going to be able to get improved melee combat, and then we will make a Xeno Basher, which is a much nicer weapon. So let's grab some cable. Let's grab some wire. 1500 we needed that. Okay. And then I think we'll end this episode. In the next episode, we will set up our coal generators and do our coal research. And there we go. We now have a tier 4 research.
R&D inflated your pocket dimension, added an additional handy.
So now we have almost 5 rows.
Provided an improved Xeno Zapper with increased strength and range.
And now the improved Xeno Zapper, which we're going to make over here, we have to make a Xeno Zapper for it. The Xeno Basher requires modular frames, 2 Xeno Zappers, and wire. So let's make 5 modular frames. Actually, I think I have modular frames already. I do. So we have modular frames. We just need to make 1 Xeno Zapper. And for that, we need rods, reinforced iron plates, and wire. So reinforced iron plates. We only need 2 of those, so split, 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 split. Take the 2. And then we just need 10 rods. And then we just need wire. And now we're going to make our Xeno Basher. And we're going to say goodbye to our Xeno Zapper. So let's take this off. We just need to make 1 more Xeno Zapper. And then we're going to have a Xeno Basher, so that's our best melee weapon, I think. Rebar is not the best range weapon. I think you can make like rifles and stuff. But I actually like the rebar gun. I think it works pretty well. So there's our Xeno Zapper, and now we can make a Xeno Basher. And there we go, guys. We have a Xeno Basher. Watch this. Check this out. Look at that. And it does like twice as much damage as the Xeno Basher. So as the Xeno Zapper. So the Xeno Zapper. Ooh! What happened? How did we run out of power? We exceeded the power limits, so we got to turn something off. Let's turn off the guy making the rebar. And then we'll turn the power back on. As I was going to say, the Xeno... Wow. It is spiking up really high up to 157. The Xeno Basher does like twice as much damage. So a Xeno Zapper takes 4 hits to take out a pig beast. This takes 2, I believe. Alright guys, we're going to stop here. When we come back next time, we will be doing coal. Right? Our tier 3 coal, which just needs rotors, reinforced plates, and cable. We have tons of that. We'll do that next time. Until then, I am Scarperlock, and this has been Satisfactory.